Peace be with you, everyone. Welcome to the channel. My name is Trevor. Very grateful to have you here. And today I'm going to be sharing with you 10 recommendations for casual warm weather attire. So these are all going to be under $50 except for one which is discontinued, so it's right around the $70 price point, but many of them are under $30. And these are going to be great to wear anytime where you've got a white tee just hanging out in the backyard, maybe at a barbecue, some type of casual event during the warm weather in the summertime. So without further ado, I'm going to get started right away. In no particular order with my scent of the day. This is actually what I'm wearing at the moment. Acqua de Pino Cologne. This is from Pino Silvestre. This is basically a clone of Acqua di Parma's Colognes. This is a lot more powdery and sweet. About the same degree of longevity, about 4 to 5 hours with this one. It has gotten me more compliments than wearing the original. However, I think that added bit of sweetness in here does a really good job of drawing in attention and is just a really pleasant, powdery, soft, orange, sweet fragrance. Just really beautiful. Not quite the degree of citric effervescence that the original has. The citruses in here are a lot more in terms of flavor and less about a textural experience, but nonetheless this is a beautiful gem of a fragrance and one that I've definitely gotten quite a bit of wear out of. So that was the first one. Next one, this is something you can find at the rack stores. This is Elizabeth Arden's green tea. I've spoken about this a few times on the channel recently. This is basically a budget version of Acqua Media Cologne Forte from Mason Francis Kirkjohn. This is itself perfumed by Francis Kirkjohn and is kind of this really nice 90s cucumber melon with a beautiful tea note. Gives this relaxing sharp green cooling effect and a little bit of florals mixed in there as well. I think great for late spring, early summertime, especially like I said in these casual settings. Next one is another that you can find at the rack store from time to time. This is Choo Man Ice. This is one of the best affordable takes on the Dior Homme Cologne DNA, which is essentially a nice tall glass of cold iced lemonade. You can even find the 200 ml bottles of this one for under $50 if you check around. I think I saw Joma Shop having that deal going on, which is going to be great because you can spray that one all day. Does not get offensive and the performance is kind of weak, so you're going to want to be able to reapply it. And the next one we have here is another you can find at the rack stores. That's where I picked mine up and I got it at the best price I've seen it, $39.99 at the rack store. This is Versace Versense. This is basically the same type of experience you're going to get with Versace's other fragrance, Mano Fresh or Star Walker, or to a certain degree St. Kitts from Tommy Bahama. This is going to be that nice citric musky woody fragrance, perfect for the summertime and casual occasions, but this brings to the table a little bit of a unique fig sweetness, which is perfect for the summertime in my opinion, and also a little bit of an olive tree experience. Almost gives me some type of oily textural feel along with this very relaxing green quality. Really beautiful fragrance, refreshing, zesty. I think discontinued, so worth checking out. And even though it's marketed towards women, this is very unisex and one of my favorites for the summertime. And finally, the last one that I've seen at the rack stores, this is going to be just the original Azzaro Chrome, and what you get is Aquatics Chrome and Fresh Laundry. This is very relaxing for me. It has this very salty sea air with this super inviting warm cotton style laundry musks. It's just a little bit old school, I think, to some noses, but one of my personal favorites and something I love to reach for in the high heat on a casual, lazy Sunday kind of afternoon in a July setting, which we have coming up here shortly. And I think this one I've seen at the rack stores as well. One of my top summer fragrances, point blank period, John Varvatos Artisan Pure. I've spoken about it quite a bit on the channel recently. Very nice, beautiful citrus with some white florals and some sharp green tones from Petitgrain. Does a really good job of cutting through high humid environments and goes well dressed up or dressed down, but definitely with a white kind of attire. This is kind of how the presentation looks, goes perfect with those straw hat and wicker basket picnics. This is a beautiful fragrance for any warm weather occasion and one of my favorites for the summertime in general. Okay, next we have a recent discovery of mine, one of my favorite pickups of 2024. This is Vetiver Bourbon from Monotheme. So I've only had it just this spring and summer season, but I've already put this big of a dent in it. Now that is partially due to the fact that this, like many of the others here, has not the best performance. I want to say about 3 hours, so I do reapply it, but that being the case, this is one that I do clearly reach for during these sort of relaxing, lazy Sunday afternoons. Almost put this one on instead of the Acqua de Pino, but I've actually given this one quite a bit of my attention over this past spring and summer. This does not smell like, but is kind of built in a similar fashion to things like Guerlain Homme or Beach Hut Man or Etat Libre de Oranges, You or Someone Like You. It's got this minty, green, grassy feeling going on. There's Artemisia instead of mint in here to give you that cooling effect, but it just has this really clean, soapy vetiver, a slight minty freshness, and like a lemon lime tart quality to accentuate the fresh, lively quality of the grassy tones. Really beautiful fragrance, and I was really surprised given the price is under $20, I believe. Okay, the next one, another recent discovery of mine, not as much of a favorite as the Vetiver Bourbon, but I do have a little bit of a affection for the mature taste and old school type DNAs. This one, however, is very modern, very fun, and perfect for a pool party or some place where there's going to be a lot of after dark activities, I want to say, during the summertime. This is Limoncello season from El Ganso. Now, I haven't smelled Mancera's Lemon Lime, but I think this one is compared most heavily to that on Fragrantica. Just behind that is Chanel Allure Homme Edition Blanche, which I do own, and this one shares a lot of similarities to that. They both have this very creamy lemon tart quality going on. The lemon in here is not so natural, but it's also not synthetic. It's more just artificial, like you'd get from a lemon candy or Jolly Rancher, Airhead, that sort of lemon, with that nice creamy dessert-like gourmand quality, and then a very refreshing ozonic quality that gives it a cool feeling and a little bit of that almost vodka-esque briskness. And really just, again, 3 to 4 hours with the performance, but something that you can reapply, and one that I wore on my own vacation at the beach this past week, rocking it out at the poolside. So that was El Ganso's Limoncello season. The last two, we have a clone of one of my favorite summer fragrances. This is Vibrant Vetiver Delight from Paris Corner. I believe that is the distributor, and they cloned Byredo's Bal de Freak with this one, and now I still recommend getting Bal de Freak. It is one of my favorite summer fragrances, but this one does a really good job of coming close to it. It has this beautiful sort of tropical floral sensation with a lemon lime twist. I find this one to be more refreshing and a cold toned experience than the original, which is a lot more warm and laundry-esque. This one is a lot more bubbly, Sprite and lemon lime focused than the more floral nuances, but they both have this nice soapy characteristic, which is one of the reasons why I like wearing this one as a casual opportunity, because it just is fresh, clean, and easy to wear, and just something that I love the DNA of. And for under $40, I think this one's a steal. And then finally, the last one, which is that one that is close to $70. This is going to be Muegler Cologne, and it used to be a cheapie, but it has been discontinued, so it's gone up in price. But what you get is an almost Prada-esque, like cold, soapy sensation, a very sharp green, I believe, petitgrain note that introduces the fragrance, in an almost grassy, earthy sensation, but then it dries down into something a lot more powdery, clean, and just carefree is a good way to describe this one. And like I said, you can find this right around $64, $65, and still a good price for such a well put together warm weather casual fragrance. I think iconic in that category for a reason. So those are my 10 recommendations for casual warm weather wears. Let me know what yours are in the comment section down below, and as always, I appreciate you sticking with me to the end of the video. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.